Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, let's talk about your weather headlines here as we kick off your Thursday. Hazy sunshine and smoky conditions. That's going to be the story for us as we go throughout most of the Beehive State today. Now, I do want to mention that we are going to be tapping into some monsoon moisture. Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed. We see that in areas that really could use some moisture out there. And I think the higher chance will be across southern Utah as we go into today, maybe shifting a little farther to the north as we get into your Friday. And there could potentially be a little slight heat relief. But when I say slight, I do mean slight. We're talking just because of the extra cloud cover and a little moisture. Instead of hitting 100, we may hold in the mid to upper 90s over the next few days. That's about it. Hey, let's talk about what's going on outside right now. We've got mostly clear skies to kick off your day. But look at that temperature, 74 degrees outside the ABC4 studios. We've got 53 in Logan, 52 in Heber, 69 in Provo, 74 in Salt Lake City, 75 in Delta. Good morning to you. It's 72 for our friends in Moab, 67 in Blanding, 73 in Lake Powell, and yes, how about the big 80 in St. George already this morning. So I mentioned those smoky, hazy skies. We'll continue to see some of that smoke coming from the West Desert and southeastern Utah. Some of that will shift up north of I-70 here as we get up towards the Wasatch Front. But notice the winds are not very strong, so we're not looking at widespread thick smoke plumes going anywhere, but we will just have that hazy smokiness in the sky due to the fires that are still ongoing out there. As we look at the weather map, high pressure off to our east in Colorado, but we are seeing some of the cloud cover from Moab down towards Lake Powell, and notice a blip or two of green showing up. That's not really hitting the ground yet, but that does show us that we've got some moisture trying to increase in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So as we get into this afternoon, we will keep that chance of a couple of isolated showers and storms. Really statewide will have the potential, but I think it would be more dry thunderstorm activity once you get north of I-70 as we go throughout today's course. But notice down across the southern half of the state, that's where we could see a slightly better chance of maybe seeing a little isolated flash flooding with some heavy rainfall. So there could be some heavy downpours here with some of that monsoon moisture as you get from Escalante over towards Cedar City, Kanab, and over towards the St. George area. So that's going to be kind of the area to hone in on and focus on. Futurecast paints this out well as we look at the thing here as we go throughout the next couple of hours. Through about lunchtime, we'll start to pop up some isolated downpours across east and southeastern portions of the state. And notice that starts to shift to the west, though, and actually increases across southern and southwestern Utah. So our southern mountains getting in on a good chance of some scattered downpours later this afternoon and evening. We'll see that fading out, but we've got this boundary coming in from the north tomorrow, and that may help pull up some of that moisture across northern and central portions of the state, giving us a slightly better chance of scattered showers and storms as we go into our Friday afternoon, and even into our Friday evening, we'll see some of that activity sticking around. And then for our Saturday, we'll still have a little residual moisture, so we can still see a couple of isolated pop-ups showing up out there. So just keep in mind, if you're doing any recreating this afternoon, any of our state parks, national parks here, we've got some flash flooding potential. Now, I don't think it's a high chance, but in some of those areas that I was showing you, Bryce Canyon, over towards the Grand Staircase, down towards the Grand Gulch, even Zion National Park, it is possibility, if not probable, if you get one of those heavy downpours, that you can see a little flash flooding. I do think the chance of some better moisture with some actual rain falling to the ground shifts to the north towards the I-80 corridor as we get towards your Friday afternoon. All right, St. George looking at highs. Look at that. Only in the upper 90s. Only in the upper 90s because of the extra clouds and some scattered showers and storms. Will decrease that chance for the weekend heading into next week as we warm back into the triple digits. The Wasatch Front, mid-90s sticking around over the next 7 days with a slightly better chance of those scattered storms Friday afternoon, but an isolated storm chance for your Thursday and Saturday as well. Then it's just dry and back to the heat as we go into next week.